Hey guys, welcome to video lesson 2.6. Today's essential question is, in a two-step equation, which step should you do first? So if we take a look at the example on the front board, we have 2x minus 3 equals 5. This is an example we did in class, so it should be very familiar for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to model the equation 2x minus 3 equals negative 5. Okay, the next step I'm going to take, I'd like to remove the red tiles on the left side, and I will do that by adding 3 yellow tiles to each side. So add 3 to the left, add 3 yellow to the right. Okay, my next step is to remove all the 0 pairs from each side. So on the left, I have 3 sets that I'll be removing. So I'll be removing these 3 here, and then on the right, I'll be removing these 3 sets here. So because there are 2 green tiles, I'm going to divide the red tiles into 2 equal groups. So 1x equals negative 1. So I'm going to keep one of these groups to show what x equals, so that means x is equal to negative 1. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to take these 2 examples and we're going to solve them algebraically. So in example 1, I have 2x, then I have 2 yellows, so that's plus 2, and it's equal to 6 reds or negative 6. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this plus 2 first by subtracting 2 to each side. I get 2x is equal to negative 8. I'm just going to rewrite that here. And then I'm going to isolate the variable by taking the opposite of times, which is divide. So x equals to negative 4. Okay, next, we're going to do example B. And in example B, I have 13 negative is equal to 3x minus 4. Okay, remember these green pieces here are the variables. So I want to get rid of this minus 4 first by adding 4 to each side. So I have negative 9 is equal to 3x. And finally, I'd like to undo times by dividing both sides by 3. X is equal to negative 3. Okay, we're going to solve and then check our solution. So, I'm going to take negative 3x plus 5 equals 2. We have the equation. I'm going to subtract 5 from each side. Now I'm going to simplify. I get negative 3x equals negative 3. Remember, these cancel out in here. Next, I'm going to divide each side by negative 3. Okay, and finally, I'm going to simplify. Remember, negative 3 divided by negative 3 leaves me with x is equal to 1. So the solution is x equals 1. And if we answer the question, what step do we take first, the solution will be right in here to subtract 5 from each side. And if we take a look behind the heart, I know you love math. It's just the steps to check the solution. I'm going to take the value of x, which is 1, and put it in place of x in the original equation. So negative 3 times 1 plus 5, is it equal to negative 2? Negative 3 plus 5, does it equal 2? And the answer is yes, it does check out. Okay, we're going to do these few equations together. If you'd like, take a few minutes, pause the video, try number 1 and 2 on your own. You can skip number 3. And I'll go over the solutions with you in just a second. Okay, so here we go. 2x plus 12 equals 4. So the first step I want to take is subtract 12 to both sides. So 2x, these cancel, equal negative 8. Signs are different. We're going to subtract here. Okay, our next step is to undo this multiplication by dividing both sides by 2. So x equals negative 4. Okay, number 2, we're taking negative 5c plus 9 equals negative 16. So we're going to start by subtracting 9 to both sides. So negative 5c equals negative 25. Next, we want to divide both sides by negative 5. C is equal to 5. Okay, in this equation, I know it looks a little crazy because of all the fractions, but don't let that scare you. So what we're going to do is write the equation. So write the equation down in your notebook. X divided by 8 minus a half equals negative 7 over 2. What I'd like to do is get rid of the number that doesn't have the variable. So I'm going to add a half to both sides. So it looks like this. Okay, now I want to simplify. So I get negative x over 8 equals 3. The way we get 3, if you take a look here, negative 7 over 2 plus 1 over 2. Since we have different signs here, I'm going to subtract. What's 7 minus 1? We get negative 6 over 2, which is the same as negative 3. So that's why this number in here is a negative 3. Next, we will multiply 8 to each side. So it looks like this in red, times 8 times 8. Okay, these cancel on the left. We simplify, and 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. So the solution is negative 24. And what step do we take first to solve this equation? We add 1/2 to both sides. Alright, so let's take a minute and let's just solve numbers 4 and 6 here. So for number 4, we're going to subtract 6 to both sides. So I get m over 2 equals 4. And then I want to isolate the variable, so the opposite of dividing by 2 is times 2. These cancel, leaving you with m equals 8. And for number 6, we want to get rid of the number without the variable first. So we're going to get rid of this 2/5. So the opposite of positive 2/5 is subtract 2/5. So I get 4a is equal to negative 8 over 5. Then I can divide both sides by negative 4, or I can multiply by the reciprocal, 1 over 4. Now the reason why I want to do this is because this number here is a fraction. Okay, so these reduce, leaving me with a equals. Those of you who hate cross-reducing, we get negative 8 over 20, which reduces to 4 over 10, which reduces to negative 2 over 5. Final answer. All right, and the last problem here, combining with like terms. Since we have on the same side of the equal sign, we have the same signs. Let me show you here. We have this 3y minus 8y. They're on the same side as the equal sign. What does that mean? Well, we can combine them. We can actually solve and make it one term. So 3 minus 8 is negative 5. So it's negative 5y equals 25. We divide each side by negative 5. So we get y is equal to negative 5. Sorry about that. So let's take a look here. I just would like to do number 7 and number 8. So in number 7, I have the 4 that's like term with the 3. So I'm going to combine the 4 and the 3. So I get negative 2y, and some of you are probably asking why negative. Well, take a look. It's minus 2y, which means that the 2y is negative. All right, 4 plus 3 is 7, so plus 7 equals negative 9. I'm going to subtract 7 to each side. Negative 2y is equal to negative 16. Okay, I divide both sides by negative 2 to undo multiplication. So y is equal to 8. All right, and now I'm going to do number 8 with you guys. And the first thing I'm going to do is identify like terms, which is the 7x and the minus 10x. So 7 minus 10 is negative 3x is equal to 15. And to isolate the variable, I divide, which is the inverse of times, cancel, x is equal to negative 5. All right, congratulations, you've reached the end of video lesson 2.6. Please be sure you start studying for your chapter test.